In this video, let's look at the rack legs and the rack arms from EurekaSound. So here are the rack legs. See, it's nice and sturdy. I can try to bend it. It's keeping its shape. You know, well made. It's got these plastic tips on it, so when it's sitting on a surface and there'll be weight on this area, you see it's not really moving very much. Even on the slick surface, you get a different kind of surface. Of course, it's going to give you more grip. Like for instance, on a carpet or on a rug, then you'll have even more security there. But even on this slick desk surface, you know, I put a little pressure down, try to move it, try to slide it, stay in place. So a really well thought out design from EurekaSound. And again, you can just pop this on any 2U case. I believe people have even popped them on 3U and 4U cases, but they are advertised for a 2U case. That's probably what most people will use, being that most, you know, guitar effects boxes like your Axe FX or your 11 rack, they're 2U units. Okay, so there's the rack legs. Now, what if you don't have a 2U case? You know, maybe it'd be nice to have, but you don't want to spend the money. Well, you know what? EurekaSound has a solution for you, and that's right here. And these are called the rack arms, another ingenious solution from EurekaSound. Now, these rack arms, you know, are just what they say, rack arms. They clip right on your 2U unit. In my case, it will be an 11 rack, which I'll show hooking up here in just a minute. And you know, this is a really sturdy metal. You know, I'm pretty strong and I cannot bend these. These rack arms are made of really great material and they're heavy. This is not light. So all right, so that's shaking my whole desk. So these are heavy duty. They come wrapped up in paper to keep them from getting marred up or anything during shipping, so that's great. And also you get the screws you need, including some thumb screws, so you can quickly attach the legs and the arms or detach the legs from the arms so you don't have these legs sticking out in transportation. So again, a really great solution from EurekaSound. You can really tell they put a lot of thought into this. They didn't just go out and do it. They actually thought about it first, which is great. So now that you know about the pieces that are included, let's go ahead and hook this up to our 11 rack and see how it works. Now let's attach our EurekaSound rack arms onto our 11 rack. Again, 11 rack is a 2U unit. We have our screws here and our Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to be using these black screws, not the thumb screws for this part. So we're going to be attaching the EurekaSound rack arms just like so, just like you would a 2U rack. So we'll just screw these on and then we'll attach the legs and stand her up and see how she does. So I'll position our first arm here. You notice how the direction I'm putting this on. All right, so we have space in between the vents and the actual arm here, and then simply screw it on. And you know, we'll do this for each side. Really easy, real simple, and a real great solution from EurekaSound. Now onto the bottom screw. Get these rather tight because we don't want our 11 rack or whatever unit you're happen to be using. We don't want it to be slipping, so we'll get that nice and tight and move on to the other side. All right, position this one the same exact way as we did before, and then screw it on, and then the bottom screw. Now we have the rack arms connected, so now let's connect the rack legs. Now here we are in the back of the 11 rack unit. We've got one of the rack legs here. Now I want this rack leg label facing towards my 11 rack, all right? Because this is going to be setting flat like this, and we want to see the label as it's sitting there. So towards the 11 rack, and look at the bend there. Okay, you see that? Just going to turn it like this. Of course, you want your feet pointing down. We'll simply screw it in just like this with a simple thumb screw, which again is included, which is, you know, pretty awesome. So I'll just get that thumb screw started, then pop it right into the hole here and screw it up. And then the next screw for the bottom here, you don't even need a screwdriver if you don't want to use one. Obviously you could. We've got slots for a straight screwdriver there if that's what you prefer to use. Now we have our next rack leg, again labeled towards our 11 rack. I've already got my screws started here, so I'll just go ahead and pop these on. All right, so we have both rack legs attached now and both rack arms, as you can hopefully see there. All right, pretty cool. You can see how sturdy it is. I mean, look at, I'm really pushing this thing around and it's not moving. So again, great job from EurekaSound. Let's take a look at exactly how it's connected so we're all certain. You see right there's the rack arm connected on the inside of the 11 rack, just like a regular 2U rack does. You can see how the legs are then attached. All right. And if we look here at the side of the unit, you can see how these legs lift up. That's to give us clearance. Here's the top of the 11 rack. That's to give us clearance to plug things in to our unit, and again, in our case, an 11 rack. So we have plenty of clearance here for all of our plugs. Now we have our rack legs attached, our rack arms attached, our Behringer FCB 1010 with the EurekaProm chip inside of it. We have that connected. We have our 11 rack turned on. If we come back here to the back, you can see that, you know, I have plenty of room here to plug whatever I need in. I have my speakers plugged in, my MIDI cables plugged in, of course the power cable plugged in. Plenty of room back here for all of your cabling. So you can see this is a pretty good setup. It's much better than, you know, setting your 11 rack on a shelf or something where it can get knocked over if you're on stage and just have it sitting on top of a cabinet or something. You know, that can easily be knocked over. With these rack legs, I mean, look at that. They ain't going nowhere. Sturdy. And with the rack arms and rack legs attached, you know, it's nice down and out of the way, but it's not too far to just bend over, tweak a few knobs. Of course, we have our MIDI pedal for that as well, which, you know, if you don't have a FCB 1010 with the EurekaProm in it, definitely check that out as well. Another great product from EurekaSound. And you can see here with my pedal board, I'm able to sort of set that on top of those legs there, so I can also push that a bit out of the way, and I can clearly read the screen on my 11 rack unit here. I can clearly read the screen on my MIDI controller, and of course I can use it just, you know, as you normally would. And then I can go ahead and change my preset. All right, so, you know, just the same as always. You could, of course, still, you know, use your wah pedal, volume pedal, turn on and off effects, change regs, whatever. You can also, you know, of course, bend down and turn things on and off, adjust volume, whatever you want. Just a great solution from EurekaSound. This has been the EurekaSound Rack Arms and EurekaSound Rack Legs. Definitely go check them out right now. A great solution, another genius product from EurekaSound. Go check them out right now.